What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here for episode number 10 of our Madden Retro Franchise Mode here with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We started way back in the 1995 season when the Jags were an expansion squad. We are now here getting ready to embark on the beginning of the 2000 season after trading multiple picks and tanking for the great Tom Brady. Now, we got some good news and some bad news. The good news is I thought for a second I wasn't going to be able to record this series for who knows how long. Reason why we haven't had uploads the last couple of days, I am upgrading my PC so that I'm going to be able to run Madden 24 on my PC, next gen, all that good stuff. Update the processor, motherboard, yada, yada, yada. The bad news is the one piece that I couldn't get ready at my disposal, I'm going to have to wait a couple days, is a liquid cooling system. So right now, I literally, and I hope to God the mic is not picking up, I got like 3 rental fans from my computer shop trying to keep my PC cold. As soon as I run Madden, it's getting up, I don't know, if you don't know anything about PC, it's going like 97 degrees. So, I do remember the last time we were talking here in this, I was like, I can't wait to hop on the 6 with Tom Brady. Because the last couple episodes have been like sim seasons, more like a rebuild, not a lot of gameplay, just kind of following the team. Until I get that liquid cooling, I don't think my PC can handle me playing Madden right now, until I can get proper cooling in the system. So, the good news, we got our series. The bad news, probably going to have to wait an episode or 2 until we can hop on the stick with Tom Brady, because I think my PC can handle simming just fine, but I think once we hop in the game, running the mod and all that stuff, I don't want to put my PC in harm's way. So I feel like the compromise is that we can keep on going on with this series, and when I can hop on the sticks and when my PC can handle it, we will do so. But it can handle this right now, so we can continue to progress, and today we're going to complete the 2000 season. We're going to see just how good Tom Brady is. Was he worth us tanking for? Obviously, we know what Tom Brady amounted to in real life. This is a little bit of a different starting point, a unique starting point for TB12, but I'm optimistic that he's going to be great for us. Let's see how he handles his rookie season. Well, I flew a little too close to the sun, got burned a little bit. I said, screw it. What are these nerds at the computer shop? No, I tried to load up and play this first game against the Panthers, and my PC literally was giving me warnings I've never seen before that it's going to shut down to prevent, I guess, I don't know, things melting in there. So, yeah, for sure can't play right now, but we're able to sim this week perfectly fine, and we end up in Tom Brady's NFL debut, winning 20-6 over the Carolina Panthers. Let's take a look at the box score here real quick. Not bad for old Tom. Protected the football, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Mike Allstott got involved. Who was his favorite target? Pete Mitchell, the tight end. We don't have a Gronk yet, but we know Brady likes his tight ends. Keenan McCardell got after it. Jimmy Smith got after it. Obviously, our skill position players. Well, we certainly don't have Randy Moss catching passes for us right now, but, you know, I'm happy he didn't turn the ball over. Got a first victory of hopefully a trillion more. We were able to also boot up the 2001 draft class. Pretty good draft class. I'll tell you right now, for a team right now that we're at a weird purgatory point with our pass catchers. Looks like a great year to need wide receivers. Look at the quarterbacks. We got Mike Vick and Drew Brees are the top 2 QBs, but obviously we're fine now with Tom Brady. Running back, you have Layden Tomlinson, Deuce McAllister, Lamont Jordan, remember, Travis Henry did the thing, some couple, you know, just a guy, but LT, all-time GOAT, probably one of the best running backs I've ever seen in my time. We got stacked wide receiver class. Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, Chad Johnson, Steve Smith, Fred X, TJ Who's Your Mama. Tell you right now, one of those 3, I think, is going to be one of our guys. All things go equal, and I personally, because I always hate the Colts, Ocho Cinco and Steve Smith would be like my top 2 options this early in the draft process. Not much at tight end. I mean, the top 2 guys, Todd Heap and LG Crumpler, were dope back in the day. Not a great class at tackle. You got Steve Hutchinson, is he a Hall of Famer? If not, he's close to a Hall of Famer. That's an absolute stud. Leonard Davis was good back in the day as well. Defensively, it doesn't look particularly strong. Justin Smith was a monster, man. He absolutely crushed. I think he started with the Bengals, but I think he played his best football with the 49ers. Kyle Vandenbosch was nice. You know, always played at a pretty high level. You got Richard Seymour, Marcus Stroud, who was a monster for the Jags. I feel like if we miss out on a wide receiver, maybe we repeat a little bit of history and bring in Marcus Stroud on the line. Casey Hampton was just gigantic, like one of the best nose tackles I remember when I was getting into football. Chris Jenkins, Sean Rogers, also same boat there. Just great year for nose tackles, which I know we could potentially be in the market for. Linebacking class, not strong at all. Secondary, not really strong at all either. I mean, Nate Clemens was solid. I believe he played for the Niners as well. But definitely not a year. I mean, you got Adrian Wilson, who was really, really good with the Arizona Cardinals. Adam Archuleta had like a ridiculous combine. But I think for me, I want one of the wide receivers. When all is said and done, let me leave with a Steve Smith or Ocho Cinco. Tom Brady will start his career 2-0. This is a big one. Obviously just doesn't exist, but we can't not talk about Tom Brady and the Jags going against the 0-2 New England Patriots. Drew Bledsoe. What if Brady never got drafted, never took over for Drew Bledsoe? Could the Jags, man, the Patriots, they're still a really, really good team. They're one of the top teams in the AFC in terms of overall. And we kept it close. We kept it close. And even though we got Tom Brady, our team is not quite there. We definitely have taken a step back from where we started, year 2, year 3. We're now in year 5 of this Jags franchise. Year 2 and year 3 was when I was like, all right, we could probably hang with just about anybody. Now, especially, our skill position players, losing dev traits, are getting older, regressing. This year, my expectations aren't really playoffs, but it'd be nice to see if Brady can will a underwhelming unit to the playoffs. Week 4, big time victory, and Tom Brady gets his first Player of the Week award, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns in a stellar victory over the New Orleans Saints, 28-20. We'll take it. A little bit of a point of the 2000 season, we are tied for first place in the South, and we're giving up like 4 overall points to the Colts in terms of roster. Texans are a little bit more in line, but very competitive AFC South, which hasn't necessarily been the case. Texans have always been bad, but they've had pretty much every year that we've been here in Jacksonville top 5 picks. That's only makes sense that they're starting to put it all together here. Let's look at the most recent mock draft number 2. Who is going where? Again, I really want a wide receiver. Now, our record might have us on an outside shot of a wideout right now, which we were down here predicted to get Michael Bennett. It's kind of, I remember Michael Bennett. He was like a super fast Minnesota Viking running back. But yeah, we're probably going to need a, we're not gonna get one of the top wide receivers who make the playoffs. That is for sure. But I do feel like there is a chance. Someone like a Steve Smith, someone like Chad Ochocinco, those are my top 2. Maybe if we start sucking. But as long as we have Tom Brady under center, I don't know what level of suck we could truly fall or plummet to. But we're at the midway point. Let's take a look at some contracts. We have, I think, a considerable amount of salary cap left. We got Leopard up first. He's looking for a 4-year deal. Tell you what, I'll do you one better. I'll give you a 5-year deal and just take that cap hit under 10 mil. He wants a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. I'll pay him pretty much whatever. Leonard O'Neal, I like him, but we just don't use fullbacks. I didn't really want to change the offense too much. We have David Akers at kicker, fine kicker, so we'll keep him until he's 30, or at least try to keep him until he's 30. Lock him in on a 3-year deal. We get Brian Cox, probably can move on. He's starting to regress a little bit. Desmond Howard, for how well he plays since we were on the sticks, he has a contract for life. He is here until he wants to retire. Jason Sehorn, the Great White Hope at corner, I'll throw him a 1-year deal. We just have so much salary available. Outside of that, I think I'd like to keep Bob Sapp on the line, just continue to develop him a little bit. I think Kevin Mathis, solid player, 26-74. But, yeah, really after we get a couple of depth guys and make sure we extend Brian Dawkins, that's probably about all the housekeeping I want to do this year. Week 8, the Texans actually upset us to jump us in the standings. Silver lining is we did get a breakout scenario from this game, and it is for Mike Allstott, trying to get him back up to a superstar dev against the Pittsburgh Steelers. See if the powerhouse can do that. And I have my doubts as we fall 23-17. But, I mean, Mike A-Train could have got after it. And unfortunately, not the best of days. Told Tom it's a little bit of a revenge game. Anytime we go up against the Dolphins, Week 10, kick the shit out of the Dolphins. 44-0. In a game, Tom Brady, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a healthy relationship. When you got a rookie quarterback and you say, hey, man, that's... I chose to leave Miami after our first year way back in 1994, but still, anytime you go up against them, you want to prove that you have upgraded in the world, if you will. And obviously, we haven't had the success since we've left the Dolphins. The Dolphins have gone to the Super Bowl twice. I believe won the Super Bowl only once, and we've crashed and burned every single year. So that's a nice little statement there from Tom Brady that he got our backs. All right, bring it to you live. Week 16 on. This is where we've collapsed. This is where every year, we're losing 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 to close the season. We are 8-7 right now. We have winnable games. This needs to be a win against Houston because the Colts are a really good roster. They're 12-3. Really should have just beat the Bucs Week 16, but at the end of the day, they're still Bucs sim, regardless of mod or not. But as it stands right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, with 2 games remaining, looking for our first playoff berth, everything to play for. Right now, 9 wins might get you in the playoffs. So, we got to handle business here. Let's close with the year, and let's see. Even though my expectations this year were not necessarily playoffs, I wanted to at least see us be competitive down the stretch and break the curse of sucking to end the season. Tom Brady is supposed to come in and alleviate the suck, which he does week 17, 31-15. We knock off the Houston Texans. Let's see, do we have any starters we need to upgrade here? We got the old A-Train. What I've been doing is going into the elusive back, because sometimes you get a good roll here where it bumps his speed or acceleration, which we did right there by getting acceleration, because it's just, you feel it when you hop in on the sticks, and I can't wait, honestly, to get back in with this team. But 85 speed, 85 acceleration, you feel it. We got Warren Sapp, 99 club. I pumped in all the points into Power Rusher, because that's kind of Warren Sapp, but now we're able to round him out here as a 99 run stuffer. Incredible talent at only 26 years old. And the face of our defense, honestly. So now we have week 18. Hopefully this is a situation where the Colts are just resting their players. We might be able to sneak in here a little bit. Looking at the landscape of the AFC, we got to win. We got to win. You're going to have whoever ends up winning the AFC East. So it could be the Patriots, could be the Bills. So one of those are going to go. And then it's going to be tough, but we need to win. Win and we have a chance. Lose and we never had a chance. It's a tough one. We have a 20 offense, which is, for a team that's air raidy and supposed to be winning games on our offense, definitely not the best year. But again, we know our skill position spots, not really where you want to be. Defense, though, full kudos. Top 5 defense right now, almost a top 5 passing defense. So full on the Weapon X and leading that secondary. But can we do enough to beat the Colts, give ourselves a chance here in year 5 of the Jags to make the playoffs, and we lose in a shootout? Oh, God damn it. Looking at the loss, looking at what could have potentially been, we almost let them get 700 yards of offense, man. What? Marshall Falk and Tiki Barber. Tom Brady played decent. 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Allstott had 68 yards and a touchdown to go along with 73 receiving and a touchdown. So, I'm glad that he's kind of rounding out his game a little bit, not just a pure power back anymore. Desmond Howard with a solid performance. But again, we just know our skill position players aren't where we need them to be. We really hope, and maybe the silver lining of not making the playoffs this year, is maybe we can target one of those wide receivers, especially, we got Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, Chad Johnson, Steve Smith, any and all of those guys would be a welcome addition to our wide receiver room. Defensively, all of the team in there, 10 tackles. We got a sack from all of our big-time guys that we need to rely on for sacks. Kevin Mathis with a pick. But, yeah, playoffs on the line, and you give up 700 yards of total offense. That's tough. It's hard to win. So take a look at our season stats. Tom Brady actually didn't really cook, which, the rating looks awesome. The fact that we're ending his rookie season, 86 X Factor, good. Stats, not great. So, it's not like we just immediately got Tom Brady and he's playing like a Hall of Fame quarterback. There's going to be some ups and downs. There's going to be some growing pains. That is not a particularly good season. I think we should consider ourselves lucky, honestly, that they did not lose his X Factor, especially throwing 18 interceptions. Mike Allstott had a really solid, we had a good 1-2 punch there in the backfield, 1,200 yards, 11 tutties for Allstott. Desmond Howard went over 1,000 yards. McCardell was solid. We're just getting role play numbers at this point. Role players type numbers from McCardell and Jimmy Smith. They're also wearing gimp masks and doing some weird things on the internet. Pete Mitchell, we're getting great production out of the tight end. Mike Allstott is elevating his game as a pass catcher out of the backfield, but we're still definitely not getting enough. We don't have enough juice in that room. Allridge and Trotter both go over 100 total tackles, 16.5 sacks, Warren Sapp, 11.5 Carlos Emmons, 8.5 from Kelly Gregg, 5 from Joey Porter, who did unfortunately lose his superstar dev after a slightly underwhelming season, is what it is. On the interception front, Jason Seor, the Great White Hope, gets 5 interceptions. Yes, goes up dev trade. He was normal. He's up to a star. Mike Brown, the rookie safety, playing along Weapon X. Great 1-2 tandem at that safety room. He is hidden dev star, but I'm happy with the fact that he got 4 picks. Trotter with 3, Weapon X with 2. Yearly awards, quickly. Something known as Stan Humphries wins the MVP. Looking for some Jaguars here. Tom Brady gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe that's why he did not lose that X Factor. He could have, like, lost it and then... I don't know. I don't even want to open that box to see really what happened there. But he's still an X Factor for this year. But if he plays like that again next year, I think we're playing with fire a little bit. LeVar Arrington's an 87 overall. Holy shit. He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, beating out Mike Brown. Urlacher's an 84 overall. Okay. Oh, I think we need to go cheat, see what Mark Brunell did. You know, when we moved on, did we, obviously we didn't burn ourselves because we got Tom freaking Brady. But I'll be interested to see what Mark Brunell did. Look at the rest of the awards. Warren Sapp does win D-Lineman of the Year. So we are coming home with a little bit of hardware in terms of the award ceremony, year-end awards. But let's take a look. What did Mark Brunell, the quarterback we gave up on to go for Tom Brady, holy shit, he played well. What was he throwing to, though? You got Fred Taylor in the backfield, which, as much as I like Mike Allstott, Fred Taylor is 95 overall, superstar. And when he's got pass catchers, Amani Toomer, who's 82. I mean, maybe not the craziest wide receiver room. Shannon Sharp still holding strong, 95 X factor at tight end. And Fred Taylor's, but still not like drastically different. Hell of a year for Mark Brunell. Full kudos to him. It's a sad day, somber day here. Even though my computer sounds like it's an airplane getting ready to take off, you need to be sad that the great member of our expansion class, Harry Colin, has retired after 10 seasons. Gone too soon. So for free agency, we have rarely spent in free agency, but now we're actually getting to a point where, like, I've heard of the players that are falling into free agency, and there's situations that we can make, you know what, we should go try sign them. So first up, I need a good backup behind Tom Brady. Jim Harbaugh. Obviously, we don't know. He eventually became a coach, so I feel like that's something useful to have. I'm going to look at Deuce Staley to see if he can come in and just be a nice complement option to Mike Allstott at that RB2 spot, given last year's sim where the running back 2 was pretty heavily involved and got their touches. I got Al Harris in the secondary, more so. He's a corner that I've actually heard of. 28 years old, offered him a 2-year deal, but there's a pretty big competitive offer there from the Colts. He might choose them, which would, honestly, the corner draft class looks so bad that I might just overpay here a little bit. See if we can improve our offer to jump the Colts. Still might take the Colts. I got Mike Vrabel at linebacker, more so because he's a scheme fit. Obviously, we've heard of Mike Vrabel, the Colts, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. But the fact that he's a scheme fit and he's not really that overpowered just adds a little bit more name value to the defense. And here's the big one. Tony Baselli, who I think is like the only Jag in the Hall of Fame. And, we could have went elsewhere. He's arguably the third best tackle available, given the fact that Orlando Pace is X Factor and Walter Jones is X Factor, and they're both younger. But Baselli is an all-time great here, and it would allow us to have him at left tackle, kick John Runyon to right tackle, which is where he predominantly played in his NFL career, and really would help solidify the offensive line. So we get all these targets. Pretty good start to the offseason. And we get everybody to buy in for our future NFL coach era bracket of signings. Harbaugh, Staley, and Mike Vrabel all sign on, with Vrabel being really the only star of the bunch. We got Al Harris, and we're able to land at Tony Baselli, an all-time Jag great. Now, let's actually see what the most recent mock draft has us. There's usually not a lot of changing between now. So Marcus Stroud, who's another all-time great. I would love to be able to bring back, remember when I was first getting into football, Marcus Stroud and John Henderson were like awesome defensive tackles for the Jags. But Stroud's price point, very expensive. Seymour's going to be gone. Steve Smith, who would have been my favorite wide receiver out of all the wideouts in this draft class. He's now projected to go with the highest, which sucks. Reggie Wayne, Moss is gone. Wow. Chad Johnson's in the price. We might be able to get Chad Johnson, everybody. That'd be cool. I'll take that. So we're here on the clock. Pick 17 of the 2001 NFL Draft. And our game plan, well, I mean, looking at some of the players. Steve Hutchinson, there's a chance. I can't remember. It was a couple hours ago when I started this video and I modified the draft class. There's a chance that he was the highest overall player in this draft class. You could find a way, right away, to plug and play Steve Hutchinson and just build up an S-tier offensive line, especially being able to add Tony Baselli. But I feel like our offensive line is still plenty capable. It's one of the strengths of our offense right now. And while there are plenty of options, Drew Brees is there. We can go with a nice 2-quarterback system. We have to go with the best guy at the skill position spot. And as it stands right now, I think that is going to be Ocho Cinco. And again, it falls into, yes, we know Chad Johnson's awesome. We know that out of all these wide receivers, you know, David Terrell, Chris Chambers has some name value, Freddie Mitchell, Fred X. But if we were just, this was a draft class I downloaded, and we're looking for a wide receiver, as if this was a Madden Generate draft class, Chad Johnson's the guy we'd be picking anyways. Elite acceleration, elite agility, runs 4.33, first in the 3-cone, first in the 20-yard shuttle, which is Chad Johnson's game, man. Just the best footwork I've ever seen a wide receiver have. And he's the top fit for our squad. So we have found a weapon for Tom Brady, and his name, well, who knows what his name's going to go by, but as it stands right now, he's at least known as Chad Johnson. Going into the second round, as we kind of handle for all of our draft classes, draft who we know. And I think Adrian Wilson, love that he has the actual player portrait in this, but we just don't need a safety right now. That would be an absolute waste of a pick because we have Brian Dawkins and we just hit on Mike Brown last year. Got Fred X. Could that be fun? Bringing in Freddie Mitchell, the great Freddie Mitchell. Would I draft him if he wasn't there? I mean, and the only other wide receiver that has name value to me personally would be Chris Chambers, who was really good back in the day, underrated back in the day even for the Miami Dolphins. But, you know, more of a slot than he is. And I don't know if that's necessarily he's going to come, where his snap's going to come from. Chad Johnson's plug and play. And just could be funny to have him. You got like Roberto Garza. I remember him. But, again, don't know. Like, we're just this is not a great draft class beyond the first round. Aaron Schopel, I remember him. And he used to play for, the Bills. He looks kind of solid as elite agility. Do I really need to? Hey, screw it. We'll go with the D end here. Aaron Schopel. Hey, we roll a dev trait. Nice. All right, stare him in the face. Second round, 2 race. Third round, Freddie Mitchell still there. The free fall will end here. I will take Fred X even just for the memes, even if he never takes another snap. We need a legit backup to Tom Brady. And we lost the booty a couple years ago, so we're going to bring in another booty. It really was a top-heavy draft, just, picking for memes, honestly, after the first 2 picks. But Aaron Schopel, nice little rotational defensive end with a dev, but it is all about Chad Johnson. The rest of the class, we got a Dante Finger sounded funny. That's why I drafted him. Rick DeMulling sounds kind of funny. I've heard of Ronaldo Hill, so that's why I brought him in. I'm pretty sure he was like a return man. Got Josh Booty for obvious reasons, Freddie Mitchell for the means, but it's all about Chad Johnson. Went into this draft needing a weapon for Tom Brady. We got the face scan, looks great. We got to give him 85, correct the number there a little bit. But that's pretty badass. There we go. That looks a lot better. So the completion of the 2000 offseason, we are now at the beginning of the 2001 regular season, which is a good finishing point here. Let's bump up Chad Johnson, wide receiver number 1. And I don't even know, even with the addition of Tony Boselli, just making things right, having him be here with the Jags and being able to kick over John Runyon to right tackle, it still just feels like the biggest get for Tom Brady in the offense is a true bona fide wide receiver 1. Got some great veterans around him as well. McCardell there, Desmond Howard, and really he's going to take over the spot that Jimmy Smith preoccupied as our wide receiver. And defense coming along, right? Coming along. Warren Sapp still doing his thing. Weapon X. Trotter brought in Mike Vrabel. I think we have one of the best safety rooms. Our corner room is improved. Don't sleep on Seahorn, even though he's 71. He had 5 picks last year. So, still a work in progress, but I think we now enter this season, the 2001 season, with expectations of, make the playoffs. Is that too big to ask? Those too lofty of goals? I don't know. But, hey, I was able to get through the whole video with my computer exploding. Hopefully the same can be said for when I try to render this video and get it up to you guys. It doesn't overheat, but it's a work in progress, and boy, oh boy, we're doing it now so that it's not like this when the new game drops. But thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Probably will have a rebuild out on the weekend because I can just use my Xbox and it's not going to stress on my PC too much, but obviously we're able to get through this, so we'll be able to keep on with this series on a hopefully semi-regular basis. Maybe we'll be back Sunday. I don't know, there's a CFL game I'm going, CFL, gross. Go to a CFL game on Saturday. So don't know what the weekend uploads look like right now, but we'll be for too long before you guys hear from me again. So thank you guys very much for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, special like button if you enjoyed all that cheesy YouTuber stuff, and I'll see you back here on the next one. Peace out, love you, have a good one.